welcome back to Miles Drives. My name is Mickey. Today I'm going to answer a question that I get from so many people all the time. Is it the right time to buy my very first exotic sports car? And guys, honestly, this is one of the toughest questions that any young man can ask themselves, because if you're anything like me, a car guy, a car connoisseur, you want to feel this every single day. Guys, look, we have no shame in spending $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 on a car, and perhaps, just maybe, it's not the best financial decision in regards to our long-term financial stability and health. So in this video, I want to walk you through when it's the right time. And for me, that question comes up every single day as I scroll up and down Auto Trader looking at different cars. So guys, let me talk about this car in particular and the qualifications that I used to be able to figure out if I could afford it. This car, in case you guys don't know, if you're following me for the very first time, is not just a regular 911, it's a 2018 GT3 with the touring package. Now the touring package makes these cars exponentially more rare. Specifically, this car is about 25% of the worldwide GT3 supply, which means there's only about 1,000 of these. To get one of these cars, you're gonna have to plunk down $240,000 just because the market's so hot, these cars are so rare, and the price just keeps getting pushed up and up and up due to its limited supply. So I go look at this car and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get away with putting down $30,000, $40,000. And when I get there, they run my credit and realize that I don't have sufficient car credit to finance the balance, which would have been around $200,000. If you guys don't know, if you've never financed one of these cars before, you have to realize that the bank will only give you 1.5 times the previous largest loan amount on your history. So if your last biggest loan was for $100,000, the bank, all that they'll give you is $150,000. And if you really stretch it, if you get lucky, somebody may give you $160,000, $170,000, something like that. But they look at the previous biggest value of your loan. So if your biggest car you've ever bought is a Camry, you are never going to be able to finance one of these things unless you scale up to maybe a Camaro ZL1, and then up to a CTS 5V Blackwing, and eventually up to a GTR Nismo. And little by little, you start acquiring more cars, getting more history on your credit, and eventually the bank will loan you whatever you want. But in my case, with this car, when I went to actually sign the paperwork, they're like, you got to put down $70K. So $70,000 tied up in a depreciating asset wherein I drive off the lot and I lose the sales tax immediately, which was about 15 grand. Guys, look, when I went to go wire that 70 grand, here were my considerations. Do I have 10 times the $70,000 in my bank account? 10 times, 10x, not 10%, 10 times. So do I have $700,000 in my bank account or more? And the answer to that question in my situation was yes. So that was a big green check mark. That means that I could invest that 10% of the cash I had in my bank into a car and really not feel the impacts of that. The second consideration, can my income offset the payment of the car by 10 times as well? So if the car is $2,700, do I have $27,000 a month left over of, income I can blow? And the answer to that question was yes as well. So basically, of the money I could save, the $27,000 hypothetically, and it's a little bit more than that I can save every month, but just to give you a round number, $27,000. Can I justify 10% on a $2,700 car payment? And the answer to that was yes. So my characteristics, my qualifications were 10 times the down payment, 10 times the monthly payment. And that's honestly made it so that acquiring this car has been extremely comfortable. I don't even blink twice. But when I start considering that I do have a 765 LT coming in, that gives me a little more pause, because I can't keep this and get the LT and maintain that savings ratio. Like in order to pay both of these cars, right, that means I need to be able to save around 50 to 60 grand a month after being able to pay the car, and that's just something I can't do yet. So guys, that's why I always talk about potentially getting rid of this thing, because it's not the most financially savvy decision to do this and the 765 and the CT5V Blackwing. Next thing you know, I'm paying $8,000 a month in cars, and I'm sacrificing my long-term financial wealth. Now, what you guys will see across all these different YouTube channels and across guys with money is the more money they get, the more cars they get, because they tend to maintain a ratio of their net worth, of their available cash balance, of their monthly income to the cost of the car, i.e. the down payment and the monthly fee. So guys, I'm sorry for those of you that aren't just there yet. If you're making 120 grand trying to buy a $200,000 car, it's not the right time. You need to increase your income. Even if you've got $2 million sitting in the bank, if you don't have both of those qualifications checked with the big green check mark, you're making a terrible financial decision. Now again, I'm not one to judge. I have made a terrible financial decision, especially when I bought my McLaren. I can guarantee, or I can tell you unequivocally, I did not have the 10% money in my bank account, or the 90%. So that down payment was like 65 grand. I did not have $650,000 in my bank account to buy that car. So that was a terrible decision. Nonetheless, I bounced back. Fortunately, I have a business, and we'll talk about that in another video. But I hope that this video helped you guys figure out whether or not it's the right time for you to get one of these cars. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed this drive, go down below, give me a thumbs up, comment. I want to hear your situation. Maybe I can give you some better one-on-one feedback, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm doing content like this every single day anyways. Take care.